Hello everyone and welcome back to Forward Finance. So today I want to bring you an interesting company that was acquired or is about to be acquired by a SPAC, a special purpose acquisition company. This one currently trading as NBAC on the NASDAQ, Newborn Acquisition Corporation. And the company that they've announced about recently, within the last month or two, that they're acquiring is Nuvve, which is a company that is very interesting. It's in the EV space, electric vehicle charging space. And it does present a very interesting opportunity. It's a little bit younger than its competitors, such as Blink, but it may be, in my opinion, I think it's more promising based on a few things that I'm going to show you here. So first of all, what they're pushing is they're pushing something called vehicle to grid, or V2G. And this is very interesting. It's not normal just charging stations where people drive up and plug in their car to charge. It does do that. You can charge your cars with their stations, and they do have some working stations already in, for example, they've had them in Denmark for a little bit more than 3 years as a proof of concept, and it has worked, and they've generated some revenue off of it. But the significant thing, or the thing that's a little bit more unique about it, and Tesla alluded to this a little bit, but they're going to allow people to charge their batteries, or they can make money by selling excess power in their vehicles and their batteries to the grid, meaning to the power used for businesses, homes, etc. And that could be very interesting. It could allow people to better manage the cost of their vehicle if they have excess electricity in their vehicle that they're not going to need to use for driving that day or that week or whatever the case may be. They can sell it and they can control that with an app. That's the whole point. So there's an app, as you can see down here, they have the little smartphone there. There's an app where you can set your expected or known driving needs in the given time frame, like a day, for example, and then like how many miles or how many kilometers. And the computer, when you're plugged in, the computer will charge or discharge your battery based on that information. And if it's discharging, it's going to be selling the electricity back to the grid for uses elsewhere where it can be used. And you can control that yourself with the app, which they are. I haven't seen a working model of the app yet, but I will look for that. But that is a very interesting concept, and it could create a lot of opportunities in the market, both for vehicles and non-vehicles, because the electricity can be used for other purposes. It could also be advantageous for consumers, since they can monetize extra electricity that they may not need. Getting some cash. I don't know what they would be paid exactly for it at this time. That's not clear yet, but it is a very interesting concept for sure, and it has been working in Denmark and a few other places. I'll show you their presentation in a moment. So that's V2G. It's very interesting, and they're talking about bi-directional charging stations. That's the whole point. That means it can either charge your battery or discharge it, depending on whether you need to charge up so you can drive more today, or you want to discharge to sell off some of your excess energy that day. And there's some other concepts that they have, but that is the main thing. That is the main function that Nuvve has that's unique compared to just regular charging stations, which just they only charge your battery. They don't do anything else. So there is no other real use for them. So that's very interesting, and as an investment, this company looks quite interesting. So if we look over here, so right now they are trading based on what they expected to start trading at once the acquisition is finished, and the ticker should change from NBAC, I expect, when that happens within the next couple of months. They are trading at, as you can see here, at a relative discount to Chargepoint and Blink, which are their most directly comparable competitors. 24 times expected sales or revenue for 2020, according to their presentation. And I did look at the numbers for each company. That is roughly accurate. Maybe a small margin of error, but that's fine. And also in terms of 2020 run revenue, because Nuvve is expecting a lot of growth, they're trading at only about 4.1 times expected revenue. They're expecting a lot of growth. They're expecting a lot of growth because they're going to really start making this commercially available now, and that's why the SPAC is acquiring this company. Like Blink, meanwhile, and Chargepoint are both trading at over 20 times 2021 expected sales. But Nuvve, they're expecting to grow their revenue quite a lot, so that's why the 2021 price to sales is quite a bit lower. So that presents an opportunity. And also, this is the actual revenue, so we can see since 2017, As I said, they have been active in some small markets, mainly Denmark. They had a station charging 40 to 45 vehicles, something along those lines. And they had 720,000. This is 1.5 million, 3.5 million, and then this number for 2020 is only 9 months. These are annual numbers, so the growth should continue into this year as well, because they still have not reported the fourth quarter for 2020. So it should be something over 3.5 million, which means that they're continuing to show consistent revenue growth, and this is their cost and their gross profit. And they're not profitable yet. Obviously, that's why this is a young company. But they are expecting to be profitable by 2021, as you can see here, the operating income. So these are negative numbers. That's why they're in parentheses. And then they're expected to begin profitability in 2021, and then continue to grow that profit here as revenue also continues to grow. And this is quite big revenue growth that they're projecting here. The risk is, of course, be aware of the risks that they may not meet that. But look at that. That's almost 3 times expected revenue growth based on the expected 2021 figure and the expected 2022 figure, and also profit. I mean, that's more than 6 times expected growth, 7 times. So this does look quite interesting. And then on the balance sheet perspective, we want to take a look. So right now, this is their current assets and liabilities pre-merger. So this is before they received the funds from the SPAC, NBAC. Because the deal hasn't been finalized yet. It's been announced though, and they're in the process of making it happen. And you might take pause here, because as you can see, their current assets are about 1.2, 1.3 million. Current liability is about 5.2 million. That looks a little alarming, I guess. But what you'll come to realize is, with the deal coming through. So if I look at the investor presentation, they are going to have about 65, 66 after fees and expenses of cash put onto the balance sheet from the SPAC merger. So that's going to make that they're going to have no problems paying their bills in the short or medium term, because they're going to have plenty of cash. That's more than 10 times their current liabilities. And also, you see this convertible notes here. As a note, that means when the merger closes, or prior to, actually a little bit before that, these convertible notes, about 1.2 billion worth of liabilities, 1.1 million worth of liabilities, can be converted into stock instead. So that liability will be gone, and instead, whoever the creditors are that are holding those notes, those bonds, are going to receive stock, equivalent stock of the new company that is formed once the merger is complete with the SPAC. And that's not going to be very dilutive. I checked; it's only going to be at the current price, less than 100,000 shares. It should be, based on the amount here and the current market price or price per share. And the company has about 20 million shares outstanding once the merger completes. So that's really not going to be, dilution is not a concern in that regard. Slightly dilutive, but not enough to really have any significant effect on the share price, in my estimation. So that's why this is some of the reasons that I think this company is very interesting. It's EVs are expected to grow. They're going to show here. They're talking about their platform locations. They do have already deals in the work, and as I said, they have 3 years of commercial operation already in Denmark, chiefly, which is where they had their main proof of concept project. And then they're comparing the market access and the functions by region. So as I said, time demand, time of use, capacity and energy. I mean, to be able to sell the energy back to the grid, vehicle to grid, V2G, if you don't need it to drive that day. So that's something that's going to be very interesting for that. And then we have, this is their Denmark operations, and they're also starting up with electric buses. That's going to be one of their main drivers of growth, is going to be electric buses, which so we have an average of 2,000 vehicles per year, but the buses, since it's a larger vehicle, larger battery, that is projected to and expected to really be the largest driver of revenue growth and later profit growth for Nuvve once it's deployed, and that's in California actually. And the total addressable market that they're talking about, so currently, or growing into this, it's about almost $300 billion, and this is their projected revenue per vehicle per year. So about $3,300. So it's a pretty decent chunk once they start scaling up and getting a lot of vehicles using their solutions. So, and that's pretty much, that's the case for Nuvve. It's very interesting. I have acquired, started a small position, and I intend to build it up over time. The stock hasn't moved too much yet, as you can see. This is before it was announced at the deal, and then there's a lot of hype on the deal, and it's kind of come down from there. But still, on a forward basis, is still trading not expensively in my estimation, as I showed. So if you like this content, please subscribe and like and share it. And but before you, as I said, as I must say, this is my opinion. This is not financial advice. So do your own research. Check out this technology. Check out this company. Do the responsible thing before you put your money. Try to put your money to work here. This is not a professional. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell. So, but thanks a lot, guys, and please come back to the channel and also check out my other videos. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day.